Wait, I think this is on sideways. Oh my goodness. What kind of amp is that? It's called a Earth amp? It's like... And the head is a Fender. All right, let's see here what's going on. Yeah, I inherited it from somebody. Well, they didn't die. It was just they didn't want it anymore. Okay. Oh, this is really not working for me. All right, we're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna finish this vehicle simulation thing. And what we're gonna do, we're actually going to get to the point, let's see, where we have an animation like this. So our goal is to build this tool so that you can play with this code and look at what a card does. So that's the sneak peek. So we started working on a code on Wednesday. Let's clear all of this. And we got up to the point where it's here. So this is the code we were building. So get MATLAB ready, because we're going to keep building on this. But what we did is we plotted like a bird's eye view of the CG position over time. So now our next step is to create an animation of this process. So it'll be fun. All right, let's talk about how we're going to do this. Okay. We're gonna have to draw a picture. So get ready. Okay. First, let's place the CG of our vehicle. All right. And it's going to have some XY position, and that's going to be relative to our fixed frame. And I usually draw it like this, even though that bottom vector is a little weird looking. All right, so my XY position, let's see if I can do this. Oops. So this would be the Y distance, and actually this will be a negative value in this case for this map. And this is a positive X. So in our code already, we calculate the XY position, and we've traced the history of where this goes over time, and it makes a shape. So the goal of the animation is going to be doing this one frame at a time, moving the CG. But it'll be more interesting if we animate more of the car than just the CG. But wait, maybe we should just do... No. We'll finish this. We'll do the full drawing. Okay. So another thing we calculated is the heading angle. And that's where the longitudinal axis of the car is pointing relative to the fx basis vector. So let's just draw... I'm gonna say like this is the longitudinal axis of our car. So the front tire is gonna be up here at the top, and or maybe I should call it front and rear axle. So the well, let's define some dimensions here. So the distance from the CG to the front axle, we call that L sub F. And for most passenger cars, it's like 60% towards the front axle, something like that. For a Tesla, it's like 50%, it's right in the middle. And for some like Ferraris, maybe some rear engine supercars, the CG is maybe 40%. So it's closer to the rear axis. Okay, so if we draw if we imagine the fx basis vector, we like superimpose it on the CG, the heading angle psi is this angle right in here. And our code also calculates this. So we have the CG as a function of time, and we also know the heading as a function of time. So we have this information. And we also know the dimensions of the car, so we can draw this longitudinal axis of the vehicle. All right. So how about we write some equations here? So we know the CG position, it's just x, y. That's pretty basic. How about we say the position of the front wheel? So up here at the top. So, okay, if this is x, y, then we know that the x position of the front wheel, it's kind of like shifted over a little bit to the right because of the heading angle, right? So the X position would be the CG position X, but I have this extra part, which is LF. Oh wait, I'm getting confused because X is vertical in this case, right? So the extra X component, it's up here, sorry, because X is going up. Okay, so it's, if the angle in here is psi, it's X plus LF times cosine of my heading angle. Because if my heading angle was 0, then my car would just be totally lined up with vertical, and I would just add LF to X to get that extra position. Okay, so let's get the Y position. The Y position is this extra horizontal amount. So it's Y plus LF sine of my heading angle. And let's do the rear wheel position while we're at it. So that's back here. So this is a little bit lower on the vertical scale. So I'm gonna do X minus LR. What is this HH payday thing? Okay, you're... Oh my gosh. You're banned. You are banned. Okay. The rear wheel, LR cosine gamma. And then this one is Y minus LR. Why was I calling this gamma? It's psi. Okay, so we have the position of the CG, position of front wheel, position of rear wheel. And... okay. Good grief. All right, how about we animate this? Let's do this. So I'm gonna go back to MATLAB. So open up your code from last time. Here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to go down to the very bottom of this code, and we're going to add a new part. Animating, oh my goodness, I can't spell it. The vehicle as a function of time. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use those formulas to define the position of the front and rear tires, because we already have the position of the CG. That's just X and Y. Okay, so let's just say X for the front. It's going to be X plus LF. How did I name that variable? LF. Okay, so it's a capital F. LF times cosine of psi. And these are vectors right now. So X is like a time history. Psi, it's a vector over time. So these I'm creating a vector as long as my simulation here. So this is the position of the front tire for all time. So let's do, how we copy this? And we can do Y front. So it's going to be Y plus LF sine of our heading angle. And then let's get the position of the rear. Rear, rear. Instead of plus, this is minus. And I have to make LR here. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna make a for loop that animates this. Okay. Did I define a variable in? Yeah, we did. In is the length of my simulation. How many snapshots of time I look at. So we're gonna cycle for every snapshot, and we're gonna take a picture and we're gonna plot it, and that's gonna create an animation. So this will be cool because whenever you want to animate something, you'll be able to use this again. Okay, so let's do, how do I want to do this? Okay, first, let's just plot the CG, and we'll make it a bold, like, dot. And remember, the way I'm defining the coordinates, Y is the horizontal, X is the vertical, so that's why I'm doing Y first. Because the first is always the horizontal axis in MATLAB. So we're gonna do a black circle, and we're gonna make the marker size something like 6. This will just make it larger, and we'll also make the line width a little thicker. So you can play around with these settings like on your own. It'll just change the way it looks a little bit. Oh, and we have to do this the kth index, because otherwise it'll plot the whole vector and it'll show. We want to do just one snapshot at a time. Okay, and here's the basics of animation. What we do, we're gonna define a figure that we want to draw this on. And I'm gonna make up a random number here. I'm gonna call it figure 101. It doesn't really matter. It just tells it a figure that I'm going to draw this on. And so every time in the loop, I'm gonna call this same figure, and it's gonna plot onto the same figure, and it's gonna refresh the image there. And then all you do is you say draw now. You tell your MATLAB, draw it now. Let's see what this does. I think this will work. Oh, what the? Okay. Okay. All right. So as this is running, what you can do to stop this at any time, because I'm like, I don't support what's happening here, press Control C, like you're gonna copy. Whenever you do that in MATLAB, it'll terminate your code. That's a good trick to know. So I pressed Control C and it stopped that jittering motion. Okay, so what did we notice? What's the problem here? The limits of the axes are changing at every instant. And so it's making this point like fly around. So what we should do is we should define the axes. So we won't let it choose for itself what these axes are going to be. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the axis command, And the way this one works is you put the limits of the axis in the horizontal and then the vertical directions. So first we specify the left and right horizontal limits. So let's say the left limit is y, which is the position of the CG, but we're going to subtract like a little bit of a buffer because we don't want the left limit to be right on the CG, otherwise we won't see the point. So let's go a little bit to the left, and the distance to the left I want to go, let's say it's like LF times 3. So it's some dimension associated with the car, and I'm going to scoot over that distance to the left. It's kind of random what I chose here. I could have chosen any number. And then let's make the right limit the same distance to the right. So these are the left and right horizontal limits. Let's do the bottom and top vertical limits. And I'm going to use the same kind of logic. So the first, this number is going to be the bottom vertical limit, and this number is going to be the top vertical limit. Remember, x is vertical for us. So now we've defined some limits on the axes. Let's run this again. And I'm going to have Control C ready to stop this at any point. Oh! Okay, I made a mistake. So press Control C again. We have to be careful here. This should be the kth index. Because remember, we're taking this a snapshot at a time. So it's going to be the limits for this specific point, and we're kind of drawing a box around that point, and it's just going to keep moving this box to follow the point. Okay, let's run it again. Okay, still looks a little weird, doesn't it? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Press Control C. Let's end this. All right. Axis needs to be before draw now, you think? Oh! Let's do that. I think you're right. Let's make the switch. Let's make the switch, everybody. Oh! Thank you, Laughter. You saved the day. Okay, so you can see the axes are changing, but the point's always remaining at the center. If I'd like to show the whole trajectory while moving, how should I do that? We're gonna get to that. I'm gonna show you. Okay, we're gonna build this one step at a time. Okay, so now let's make this more interesting. Let us now include the front and rear tires. So now the CG will always be at the middle, but we're gonna be like pitching about it, or yawing rather. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, here I'm plotting the CG, but I'm gonna hold on because there's more that I want to plot. So what I want to do, I'm going to plot a line from the rear tire to the front tire. So I'm going to put the horizontal position of the rear tire. Is this what I want to do? I think that's fine. And then I'm going to put the horizontal position of the front tire. And this is a vector right here. So I'm going to plot this vector against the vertical positions. So the vertical position of the rear and the vertical position of the front. And let's make this... Oh wait, I put too many brackets here. There should just be one square bracket. Let's make this a black line. And let's make the line width 4. Okay, so this should plot a line from the rear to the front tire with a line thickness of 4. And then let's hold off. Do our axis and then draw now. And we might have to change these bounds a little bit, but let's just try to run this. Okay, cool. Oh, wow. Well, if you remember, like our car was kind of going in a circle. So I think this makes sense that we're seeing it kind of, okay, but if you notice, something weird is happening here. It's kind of like stretching and elongating, and like the car kind of looks like it was made of jello. It's not super obvious, but the length is changing, which is unacceptable. So let's press Control C. We're gonna stop this. Control C. Boom, it's done. The way to prevent that, before you define these axis limits, you use the command axis equal. And this will always make sure that the divisions of X and Y are the same. So the car is not going to stretch and elongate and compress like it's going through a weird gravitational field. So let's run this again. And now the car should preserve its length. Yeah, it's not stretching, it's not elongating. It's traveling in a circle, so on and so forth, and we're following the CG around. Okay. Let's stop that. Let's do some more. There's a couple features I want to add. For the one feature I want to add is the front tire. I want to draw it, and I want it to steer around, because that'll be fun to see it. Like, you'll get to see it changing, and you'll see the steering. So we need to go back to where's my notes? Let's go back to this. Okay. We're just gonna add. We're gonna complicate this a little more by adding the front tire. And let's imagine it looks like this or something. So here you see it's turned to the right. So this angle in here, from the longitudinal axis to where the tire is pointing, this is the steer angle, delta. And if I want to plot this as part of my animation, I can use the same strategy that I did for plotting the length of the car. I can define a point at the front of the tire and a point at the rear of the tire, and then I can plot a line that connects those two. Okay, so let's make some equations here. Just like we did the front wheel position and rear wheel position, we're gonna do front of front tire. Where's that position? Okay, so, well, it's gonna be, if we define the front wheel position as, let's say the X is like XF, that's what we're calling it in the code, and the Y is YF. So for our front of the front tire, it's going to be XF, so the position of the front tire, but we're adding whatever this vertical distance is. And if you look at that, that's going to be the radius of the tire. That's the whatever, from the center of the tire to the front of the tire, that's the radius of the tire. But we have to multiply this by cosine of the heading angle plus the steer angle. And the Y position, similar, the Y of the front tire plus the radius, but it's the sine of the heading angle plus the steer angle. So that's the XY position of the front of the tire. And then if we want our animation to look really classy, we have to do the rear as well. And it's a very similar formula, but to save time, we'll just do it in the MATLAB code. All you have to change is, you have to change this plus to a minus. All right, let's go back. Let's go back here. Okay, so I need... Front of front tire, back of front tire, front of front tire. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we have to make some variables here. So this is gonna be, I'll call this XFF. And this is X position front of front tire. So that's XF and XF plus the radius of the tire at the front plus cosine psi plus delta, which I believe we, oh, this should be a times. We defined the steer angle up at the top of our code. We're gonna have to define the radius of the tire here. Let's say it's like 0.5 meters or something. And you can play around with this parameter. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this. So, what do I wanna call this? We'll call this Y. So this will be the Y position of the front tire. Great. And let's get the rear of the front tire. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm just going to say, I'll just change these to rear, and instead of a plus, it's going to be minus. Okay, so just like we plotted this. Okay, so I'm going to copy this because I'm going to use this same kind of structure. Now, I'm going to plot this before I plot the other two. The reason is I want the tire to look like it's underneath the other things. So I'm going to plot the tire first, and then I'm going to put the top of the car like on top of it. So this will look cool. It'll look like the tire's underneath. So I have to do... okay, so we gotta do Y. So this is plotting the back of the front tire, the horizontal positions. Okay. Front. And we're gonna make this, I don't know, let's make the tire red. But we're gonna make the line thickness or the line width 8. So this will look like the tire is like kind of thick. Okay, let's see if this works. Let's see if it works. Have Control C ready. Oh my goodness. Where'd my tire go? Okay, Control C. What did I do? It lost the tire. Psi plus delta XF radius of the tire. What did I do? XFF rear tire. YFR, YF front, XFR, XF front. Did I do this position wrong? XF. Do you need to index delta? Let's see what delta is. Is delta okay? I think delta is a vector. Okay, let's plot. Wait. Clear, or let's close all my figures. Let's plot delta. Did it just plot a single dot? No, it's... And I don't think I need to index delta here because this is a vector. Size should be a vector. Okay, what is the size of psi? Okay. Oh, maybe this is a problem. I'm adding like these together. Okay, let's just make a choice. We have to transpose one of them. How about we transpose delta? So this will change it to a row vector. Okay. Let's see if that fixes it. Check size XFF. Wait, I'll try this first. Aha! Now we have a tire. And it's steering like more and more, and that's why the radius is getting tighter and tighter. And then I think it's going to turn back the other way in a second here. Yeah, it's starting to work its way back. Okay, let's control C though, because we have more to do. We have more to do, but this helps it make more sense. Okay, so let's stop there. Now, Chin mentioned earlier, what if we want to show the path and then draw the car on top of the path? So, what we can do before we plot the car, we can plot our loop-de-loop path, which is just Y and X. And I'm gonna make it with this like cyan, I'm not sure how you say it, cyan color. Line width to... Ooh, I want to turn on the grid as well. And let's do the hold up here. So this will be the first thing we plot. It'll be like the X, Y, and notice I didn't put a K here. The Y-axis is longitudinal and no. The X-axis is longitudinal. Hold on. And then I'll take the hold off. So you want to do the hold on the first thing you plot, and you want to make sure to do the hold off on the last thing you plot. So if I interchange anything, so that's why I moved the hold on up here. Make sure you remove the hold on from there. Okay, let's try this. Now we should see the path kind of in front of us. Okay, you can see it. And if you want to like zoom out, you can change the limits. So, okay, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to Control C. If you want to zoom out a little bit, you can just make these limits a little bit bigger. Because remember, this was like the window that we created. So let's make this like zoom out like 5 times or something. 5. So now this will just widen the window. Let's run this. So now I'm zoomed out a little bit. We got our car. Yeah, this is super sweet. I hadn't done this before. It was just I think Tuesday night I was like, what the heck? We got to try this. What do we so this is cool cuz now you can try any steering. Okay, let's close this. You can also draw the rear tire, but we're kind of running out of time. It's a similar process. You just have to define the positions of the rear. It'll make the car look a little cooler. Actually, let's do it really quick. Really quick. Phil says, "Did you like my plots?" Oh, the data logger you sent me? That was sweet. Okay. Actually, I'm going to copy these. So we're going to draw the rear tire. Now, the rear tire is simpler because it's not steered. So I'm going to change this first F to an R. So the rear tire should always be in line with the longitudinal axis. So it's kind of the same formula, but it doesn't depend on the steering angle at all. So it's the same formula. I mean, you just gotta put the X rear and Y rear. Oh, you have dyno readouts and oh, nice. Okay, so this should be okay. Let's try this. So now, in addition to plotting the front tire, I'm going to do the rear tire. So this one's front. Let's make this one rear. And so I have to do YR rear, YR front, XR rear, XR front. So all we did, we used the same formula for the front tire, but we replaced XF and YF with XR and YR, and then we removed the steer angle from the trig argument over here. And now I should be plotting the rear tire as well. Let's run it. We're making our car look even more cool. There it is. So the rear tire, just notice it's just fixed to the end here. And the CG is tracing our CG position as a function of time. Okay, let me show you something cool. Because this animation is a little bit slow right now, right? So what I like to do is I like to skip frames. And I define the number of frames I want to skip as some number. So let's say skip 5. Now when I plot for my for loop, instead of going 1 to n, I say 1 to skip to n. And so this tells MATLAB, instead of incrementing 1 frame at a time, let's increment 5 frames at a time. So this animation should be 5 times faster. Let's try it. And now it looks a little more fluid and cool and okay, let's try something else. Remember when we changed the frequency, because this is doing a sinusoidal steering pattern. If we play with this frequency, we can make it steer left and right a little faster. So how about we, maybe I'm just gonna triple the frequency. So now it's gonna go back and forth 3 times as fast with the steering. Zhoo. Zhoo. That's fun, right? Okay, let's make it go even faster. Maybe 6 times faster. Okay. These this steering angle is really big, by the way. Like this should be in, I should make this smaller. Like, because this is in radians right now. So this is doing an amplitude of 1 radian, which is, that's a really big steering angle. We should do 1 degree. So I should do 1 times pi divided by 180. This doesn't take elevation change into account. No, no. This is assuming it's all level. So let's do 3 degrees of steering. Now this right here is more what the bicycle model is intended for, because the bicycle model assumes small steering angles, small side slip angles. So this simulation right here is probably more, it's certainly more accurate than the wide sweeping motions that we were doing earlier. Because the bicycle model, it assumed in the first place. What if I make this, let's make it slower again, by a smaller steer angle. Yeah. Let's zoom out a little bit more. Let's make it like more, yeah, more zoomed out. I'm gonna expand this window. Oh! It kind of, it looks weird now because remember the line width that we specified is a little, yeah, now it looks more like a proper lane change, right? So if you want to make this look a little less boxy, but you can do the same strategy for a 4-wheel vehicle model. Like creating the animation isn't so bad. Like you just have to define more positions, right? You got to define like the left and left and right tires and so on. Okay, this looked a little weird. No, but this is cool. So like whenever you do a bicycle model simulation now, I would throw this code in there too. Take a peek at how it looks. Oh, so S Laughter, he made a MATLAB game, which he showed me. It's like a Minesweeper game. You could probably make your own little vehicle simulator in here, where you specify the steering with like arrow keys or something. Right now, this is assuming constant velocity, but you could also add a throttle command, maybe spacebar or something like that. Yo, that's you. I know. Somebody like you could just run away with this. Hey guys, but that's what I wanted to show you today. Have a little Halloween spooky simulation fun. Oh, you know what we can do too? We can play with these parameters. So I think in beta, depending on the sign of this, your car can be unstable. So if I do something like this, I don't know if MATLAB supports having multiple keys being pressed. Oh, it's a bummer. What if I reverse the sign of this? I think it'll turn it into an oversteer car. And let's do something a little more extreme with the steering. Let's make it like 5. I don't know. And let's zoom in a little bit more. Maybe 7. So I just turned this into an oversteer car, and I think it's going to side slip more. Okay, not too crazy in this case. But as you increase the velocity, eventually an oversteer car will go totally unstable. What if I make this 80 miles per hour? Oh, yeah, it's doing it. That's an oversteer car. Holy smokes! We're getting sucked into a wormhole here. Yeah. So that's what happens with an oversteer car. If your weight distribution is a little off, it just wants to create more and more side slip for your vehicle. Nobody survived that. Ah! Also, something that might make this look cooler, try changing the first plot to y1 decay x1 decay. All right, let's do that. So it'll make like a little trail, I guess. Okay, so what he's saying here, instead of plotting the whole trajectory, let's do this. So now it'll only plot the trajectory up to the point where I currently am. No! Yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that. Totally unstable. So that's why we have to, let's see if I switch this, if I just suppress that. So I keep the sign positive. This is more like a passenger car. No problem. 80 miles per hour, easy peasy. Yep. Oh man. Look at this. I've been like working really hard at coding apparently. I'm sweating. Hey guys, happy Friday to you. It's fun to do another code along. Always a pleasure to hang out with you. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you have a safe Halloween. Watch a scary movie or something. Hey, happy Friday, Jenna. See you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Have a spooky weekend. Hey, MCAT, you have a great weekend. You have a spooky Halloween as well. Spooky. Yeah. Yeah, send me those sheets, Hank. That'll be sweet. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend, Hash Brown Swag. Etz. Hey, thanks for following. Dennis the Menace. Have a great weekend, my friend. Happy Friday, Benny. Have a great Halloween. Yeah, get scared. Everybody gets scared. It's fun to get a little scared sometimes. Hey, have a great weekend, Chimney Stacks. See you guys Monday. Get some rest. Get some rest. I'm gonna play one game of chess. And then I'm gonna log out. I just started playing chess and I'm not good. Okay. Okay. What if I do this? Oh, it's my turn. Oh, shoot. I guess I'm gonna... No, I don't want to take that. Maybe I want to do this. Huh. Goodness gracious. Okay, maybe I move here. All right, we gotta do it. We gotta get aggressive here. Oh shoot, he can just take my horse. Oh, he didn't do it. Okay, good. Well, now I'm gonna check you. Wait. Yeah, I'm gonna check you. Take that. Oh no. Okay, well I'm gonna take that. Do you guys play chess at all? Alright. I'm gonna do this. I'm in so much trouble. Oh man. Oh, I have an idea. Oh, I'm being checked. Okay. What are you gonna do now? This is gonna get dicey right here. Oh! You kidding me right now? Oh no. Oh, I can take his knight. And then I can... Oh, I'm gonna take the rook. Oh, but he can take my queen if I do that. Oh, this is bad. Alright, I have to do this. Wait! No. That was a poor decision that I made. This is bad. Ricardo, this is really bad. Do you play chess? I'm in so much trouble. Wait, I'm black, right? Oh my goodness. Alright, now it's time to get serious. I need to get this guy out here. I need to get him into the game. Oh, this is bad. I think I want to do this. Oh no, now this guy gets taken. Okay, he didn't do it. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. This is just bad news all around. I think I have to do this and I'm gonna lose this bishop, right? I mean, it's over. Yeah. Okay, what if I... Oh no. This is just not good. Wait, I can take this. See ya. What are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do? Oh, you're checking me, of course. What if I'm gonna be aggressive here? We're gonna trade. We're gonna trade. I mean, this queen is going to ruin my life, but oh man. Oh my goodness. Okay, because you want to... Is there anything I can do? I'm gonna move that pawn up there. Is that GG? No, not yet. Oh, I don't think I can't do anything. This is bad. Yeah, there's no, I don't think there's any surviving this, because he can, I think this is checkmate. I can't take that. If I move here, I mean, that's the only move I have, right? That's GG. Wait, why isn't he killing me? Can I do anything with this right now? What if I don't know, what if I do this? What? What if I do that? Oh no, that was a poor decision. Oh. Okay, what if I do this? No, it doesn't help. That doesn't help. All right. Oh, I'm... Gotcha. GG. GG. All right, guys. Do you know if it's possible to view these recorded lectures offline, or do you have to be connected to the internet? I won't have internet this weekend and wanted to watch the coding lectures again. Can you? Wait, maybe, can you download YouTube videos? Because I send these videos over to YouTube. Let's see. I think that's gonna be your best bet, Benny. Can you download YouTube videos? I think you can. Somehow. This is the link to the YouTube videos. And I'll put up the broadcast from today. That'll go up on YouTube probably today. So you could do that. All right, everybody. Have a good weekend.